Ali, thank you for coming to Cranfield today. It's lovely to see you again. You're here with a new startup company which has some really innovative ways of creating customer insight and then using that. Tell us about the ways you create customer insight.
Well, we're looking at the advent of social and the fact that there's just so much more data about customers out there, and the conversation that those customers are having is what they're really interested in, and what they're talking about is what really they want to continue to talk about, and therefore is more interesting perhaps than social demographic data that we're used to using in doing segmentation. So we're about listening to the social verse, in other words, Twitter, Facebook, all the various social sites, to understand customers from that conversation point of view. So where is their current context? What is it? What journey is it each of them are on, and detecting that journey. That's predominantly what we're looking at from that insight point of view.
And then, of course, once you have that insight, you can then use that to create content on the web, or through iPhones and all this kind of thing that people are interested in. So tell us how you do that.
It's not so much create the content as curate the content. So the content's already out in the world in terms of what's there, in terms of people writing blog spheres, newspapers, all the media outlets. So there's licensed content and there's free content, and there's a lot being said about all the things that customers are interested in, they're talking about. So take, for example, if people are talking about football, there's plenty being said out there that you don't actually need to curate your own content for that. So you can just actually start to understand what of that you need that's linked to your brand, that you can filter to your brand and to filter to your customers. So our job is to curate the content that's appropriate for each brand and listen to the conversations of the customers on that brand and say which of these items is appropriate for that customer, and then start to bring that content together for each customer and for their journey. So it's about next best content, and our platform is around decisioning that content and deciding which customer gets which piece in their personalised way.
So I can see the value for a customer of how they're going to get very personalised content delivered to them at the time that they're interested in it. Explain to me where the value is for the brand.
Well, the brand, it's about extending the conversation for the brand. So often what we found with campaigning and with next best decisioning, next best action decisioning in contact centres, is that the brand runs out of things to say. In other words, their own products and services, there's only so much that they can say that actually creates engagement with the customer. But in a linked way, you can add a lot more external content to your conversation that is engaging your customers with your brand. But it has to be done in a linked way. So the work that we've done with Guinness, the content that we're bringing to Guinness's customers is around music and rugby, things that are actually linked to that brand, but we're extending it to perhaps some other sports and things like that, depending on each individual customer's interest. So they started with the premise that we're going to talk about music, but actually our customers are interested in certain genres of music, and that may not be what we thought they were to begin with. So it's about listening to what that is and then bringing the right content for each of the Guinness customers.